Hey guys, it's Scott Patton here, and this is my What's Happening on Chickamauga. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've done one of these, but you know, the lake's been through a lot and it's just been a tough bite, and I really didn't know what to even really tell you. But you know, here in the last 2 or 3 days, it's really been pretty decent. Getting quality bites, you know, no giant fish. We did have one today, probably about 6.5. And but a lot of fish we're catching, when we do get bit, it's a solid keeper. You know, it's 17-inch fish. But still got to cover a lot of water, and I'm gonna kind of go through what I've been doing the last 4 or 5 days out here to help some of you guys coming down here this weekend to fish a high school and college tournament. I want to wish the best to all you guys, and just stay safe out there. There's the current's not near as bad as it was, but they're still pulling some water. The lake, the main lake, is chocolate milk all the way from one end to the other. You know, everything I've done has been up in the creeks. You know, the creeks, the mouths of the creeks weren't that dirty until they backed off the current, because the current was making it, you know, flushing it on down and keeping it in the river system. But since they backed off the current, there's been dirty water coming into the mouths of the creeks and stuff. So some of these smaller bays and pockets probably gonna be muddied up on you. It really is going to eliminate a lot of the water during this weekend and next week, fishing wise. It's going to put a lot of people together, and just gotta stay focused and cover a lot of water. It's been working the best for me. Don't seem like I can really, I mean, I've got areas that I can fish every day and get bit in, but it's not like I'm sitting there catching 20 fish out of a spot during 3 or 4 hours or something like that. It's not like I can keep going over it. I have to keep moving, covering water. But I'm gonna go through the baits and stuff like that. And one of the keys has been just finding cleaner water. It's not going to be real clean in most places unless you go way back in some of the bigger creeks and stuff like that. That water's clean. Those areas seem to be getting the most pressure, but they are areas that you're catching fish in too. The baits for me have been really, the spinner bait's probably been number one. You know, that little 1/4 ounce, hung up in the line here, that little 1/4 ounce spinner bait I make with that turtle shell on there, that right there is what I've been throwing. And, you know, I got the chartreuse tail on it just to help it be more visible. Like I said, a lot of the water is still off colored. The key to this is fishing it, you know, I'm throwing on either 17 or 20 pound tests. Seaguar fluorocarbon, and I think this is my 705, the rod I fish so much, my Powell Endurance. But what I'm doing is I'm throwing this thing out there, and I'm holding my rod up high, you guys, and just slow rolling it. That's the key. That's why that 1/4 ounce is important. And that turtle shell blade, I think it just pulls enough water to where you can't fish it fast, because if you do, it'll make it start rolling. But they really want that thing probably about 10 inches underneath the surface, just slow rolling it through the grass and stuff like that. The fish, when they hit it, they've been real aggressive. They've been good solid hits. Lost a couple good fish. I haven't been putting a trailer hook on it just because I've been throwing it in some really thick areas with the grass, and I wanted to be able to fish my bait through the areas. It's not like you're getting a lot of bites, so I want to make sure my bait's going through the cover. It looks natural coming through there. It looks like a shad instead of hanging up in the grass and having a piece of grass. I got to jerk it off and messing up a cast. So that's the main reason I haven't used a trailer hook with it. And I am probably catching at least 90% of the fish that are biting, so that's a pretty good ratio. Of course, I like to catch 100, and I'm just afraid if I put the trailer hook on there, it's going to prevent me from fishing it tight to some of the grassy areas and stuff that I've been fishing. I've been mostly staying in, you know, I'm going to say 1 to 3 foot of water, of course. The spinner baits work real good, you know. For 2 days, the spinner bait's what I caught almost all my fish on. Today it kind of changed a little bit, but the water's starting to clear up a little bit. And again, like I said, the current slacked down some. And I've been throwing that jackhammer on my 705 rod. This is just a shad pattern with a gold blade. You can see it right there. It's pretty simple, pretty basic. But just fishing it slow. This is a 3/8 ounce, and that 3/8 ounce is probably good. I haven't thrown a 1/4 ounce. I don't know if I even got the jackhammer myself in a 1/4 ounce, but there'll probably be a thing to throw it in, because they really want that bait moving real slow. For some reason, these fish just are not real aggressive right now, and I don't know what's causing this. You know, of course, we had a cold front come through last night, and it's going to be cold again tonight. Water temperatures running around 68, 70 degrees, but at the same time, just, you know, a couple of days before, we didn't have the cold front, and they still wanted that bait fish really slow. You just don't want to fish it fast. I don't know why it's so hard to get them to react on a bait, but it has been for me. We had a couple, you got to keep a frog tied on down here. That frog bite, since they dropped the water, the water came up to Summer Pool. The lake was down a couple feet. The water come up to Summer Pool. The fish were biting real good then, and now they've dropped it down probably right at 3 feet. And that's when the bite in the last few days really, and the water muddied up and there's pulling so much current, it really messed up the bite. And I haven't since then been able to get a frog bite. Today was the first day that we got a frog bite, and we actually caught one probably about 6.5, 7 pounds on it. It's the biggest fish I've caught all week that we got in the boat. So the frog bite's something you're going to keep handy. I was just throwing a white one right here is what I've been using. Any color could be good, the white or black, or even a chartreuse or a bluegill color. But that frog right there is what we caught a big one on today, and it was probably in 1.5 to 2 foot of water when that fish hit. And just throwing it and walking it real slow, not moving the frog real aggressive, nothing like that, but just walking it where it's walking and let it set, walking it and letting it set. Trying to keep it tight in that area, giving as much action you can in one spot. It seems we drew some of those better fish today on that frog. We'll be throwing that again out there tomorrow. So I've been throwing that, and then we've caught some fish flipping. I don't have a lot of guys that want to flip. I've gone out one day by myself and caught some flipping, and today we lost a couple of fish flipping. Didn't catch any on it, but lost a couple. We didn't hardly fish this thing at all. But if you're a flipper, I think you can go around flipping some of this wood and stuff. I'm using a 3/8 or 1/2 ounce Pro Tungsten 3/8 works best, and throwing on a Strike King Rage Bug. This green pumpkin blue swirl with red flake in it. Black and blue will probably be real good right now too, because there's so much stained in the water. And again, it just seemed like they wanting something kind of slow instead of something fast moving. That's why I would flip some. I know you could probably go in some of these creeks that's got a lot of laydowns and stuff like that and slow down and flip, especially if you're going to fish that tournament. It'd be something really to work on. I would if I was fishing a tournament, just because I know how the fish are reacting right now. Things are changing every day, and it's going to continue to change. I don't know how long it's going to be before we get this muddy water out of our lake, but I'm telling you, it looks like chocolate milk out on that main river. Like I said, the current slowed down. That's really about all I know to tell you right now, and to be honest with you, I don't want to fill you full of a bunch of stuff that ain't really happening, but that's what's been happening for me on Lake Chickamauga, you guys. I got some days open next week, and in the 1st of November, I got some days available. And also, you guys, if you're looking to do Okeechobee, we'll come down to Okeechobee fish. I got days, I'm booking that right now for Okeechobee. I'll be down there mid-December all the way to the end of March. So if you want to book a trip with me, contact me that, and I'll go through Roland Martin's Marina down there. But we can get you set up down there and have a good time. But again, for any of you guys fishing tournaments this weekend, good luck. Our prayers go out to the families and stuff that's been affected by the flooding and everything. It's terrible. We hope and pray that things get better for them as soon as they can. But anyways, guys, good fishing to you. I appreciate you following along. Please like and share this video. And if you see me on the water, give me a shout. Thanks a lot, guys. Good fishing to you.